So I was mentioning David Letterman at the top of the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, have you seen the U2 trailer on Disney Plus? For
Yes.
A Sort of Homecoming?
Yes.
It's going to be so good.
It is.
It's really, really, really going to be. It's going to be
is.
special.
Yeah.
I can tell that it's going to be because I can't remember the guy's name.
The Edge.
No, the Bono and the Edge.
David Letterman.
Bono and the Edge and David Letterman are in Dublin, and some of the Edge and Bono's music friends come and play with them.
Okay.
And one of the guys has a beard, and I know who he is, and I can't remember his name.
Rick Rubin?
No.
Okay.
No. Stop guessing, because you're not going to guess who
Billy
it was.
Gibbons.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah. Billy Gibbons is going to be there. David Lee Roth. Yeah.
Axl Rose.
Peter Criss. It's going to be amazing. Let's go way back into WLWT history. I used to work at exactly. I used to work at Channel 5.
Yeah.
Back in the 60s and 70s, there was a guy on WLWT named Paul Dixon.
Okay.
And he hosted the Paul Dixon Show.
It's the Paul Dixon Show with Paul Dixon.
And Paul was just this dirty old man who made inappropriate jokes, and the whole audience was full of women with the beehive hairs and the thick glasses, and they all looked like Gru's mom.
Did he have a spittoon on stage?
I don't know about a spittoon. Anyway, so Paul Dixon was on for I don't know how many years, but for a very long time on WLWT.
Okay.
And he did an episode where two rubber chickens got married.
Okay.
That you can look it up on YouTube, The Chicken Wedding. Okay.
All right.
And while I was at WLWT, we ran that again in prime time.
Okay.
Thursday night. In place of where ER usually runs, I think.
Yeah.
And it won its time slot. Okay? People still tuned in to watch a 52-year-old episode of the Paul Dixon Show.
Okay.
Well, word has it that David Letterman, growing up in Indianapolis, they would get a lot of the shows that came out of Cincinnati. He and his mom would watch the Ruth Lyons Show. He and his mom would watch Paul Dixon.
Okay.
And Paul, apparently, is one of the people that inspired Dave to go into TV and helped frame his sense of humor. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got a buddy, Mark Magistrelli. Mark
Okay.
is a producer, and he did a documentary on the Ruth Lyons Show, and it won a bunch of local Emmy Awards, and they ran it over and over and over again on Channel 5.
Okay.
He and I were talking one day. He was in the building doing some stuff, and he says, I'm thinking about doing this documentary now on Paul Dixon.
Okay.
And he and I are brainstorming about what we can do and who we can get, and like local people. We could probably get Michael. We could definitely get Michael Flannery and this person and this person. And then we thought it would be great if we could get Letterman to do this. Letterman did a documentary about Ruth Lyons.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't he do a documentary about Paul Dixon, right? Well, this all fell at the same time when Letterman was retiring.
Okay.
From CBS.
Yeah.
So we knew that it was going to be tricky.
Yeah. Well,
So-
he's got a lot of time on his hands now.
Well, he hadn't retired yet.
Okay.
And so Mark had reached out through the channels that he went through the first time to get the interview, and they had turned him down.
Oh.
And so I thought, well, I have an idea.
Okay.
And I don't think doing this would be, I don't think we were being pushy at all. I don't think we were crossing any lines. I don't think we were being too anything. Bill Sheft was the head writer, or one of the head writers for CBS, and he was on the Bob and Tom Show a lot.
Okay.
Like a lot.
Okay.
And so I thought, our sports guy is like really good buddies with one of the morning DJs at 92.5 The Fox.
Okay.
And I thought, maybe, just maybe, if I could ask our sports guy to get with their morning show guy who could reach out to the Bob and Tom Show, maybe they would get us Bill Sheft's email.
Okay.
Okay. Now, it's a 4-step plan.
Yeah.
Okay. This could go wrong at any time. Our sports guy could say, Darin, I'm not really he could say, Darin, I'm not really comfortable with this.
Yeah.
The guy at 92.5 would say, no, I'm not reaching out to Bob and Tom. They don't do that.
Yeah.
Bob and Tom could have said, no.
What?
No. Why would we give anybody one of our guests' email addresses?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I reached out, to our sports guy, and I said, what do you think? He goes, well, I'll see what I can do. 10 minutes later, I had Bill Sheft's email address. I'm like, oh my God. He reached out to 92.5. They reached out to Bob and Tom. Bob and Tom said, sure. He explained, everybody was like, we're doing this for this reason.
Uh-huh.
It's not just some guy who wants to. So I reached out to Bill Sheft. I sent him an email. I said, hey, we're trying to do this documentary on Paul Dixon.
Yeah.
And we know that Dave was a big fan when he was young, and we're interested. And we were wondering if you could help us, get in contact with Dave and see if he would be interested. He replied to me.
Okay.
And he says, hey, you know what? Dave has mentioned Paul Dixon many times. And I agree with you. I think that he would be perfect for this, but I'm not the guy to talk to. You need to go through these channels.
Okay.
You need to speak with this person.
Okay.
And they're the ones who get Dave and...
So you had to talk to Paul.
Well, no, no, it wasn't Paul. I believe it was a woman named Mary.
Okay.
This is where I made a mistake.
Okay.
I told Bill, I said, yeah, you know what? We tried that. And they had shot us down. And so I was hoping that, if we, tried a different way or maybe, and he says, oh, you already reached out to them? And I think his email said, I'm not really comfortable talking about this anymore.
Oh.
that was the end of the email. I'm like,
oh.
So I pissed him off.
Was that true? Had you already reached out to him?
We did. We had.
Okay.
We
All right.
had.
Well, you're telling the truth.
Yeah. I'm totally telling
I
the
thought
truth.
you were making a play.
And
like
again,
that.
no. And again, I didn't think we were being obtrusive or pushy. There. How many times did they try to get Oprah on the show? Hundreds of times.
Yeah.
I mean, every single night they tried to, to get Dave on the Oprah Winfrey show. I thought they would listen and say, this guy's, being assertive, just really trying hard to do this.
Yeah.
And so then I was all upset and worried that I pissed the guy off.
Yeah.
A month or so later, he's in town with the book that he wrote, Shrink Thyself by Bill Sheft. My buddy Mark went to the signing and told him the story, and Bill says, yeah, I don't remember anything about that. So I was so upset that I'd pissed him off, and he has no recollection of it. And so maybe I did, and he forgot about it. But anyway, we never did get David Letterman to be a guest to do the documentary. And I tried. I still can't believe it worked, though.
Yeah, I've time and time again. I can't believe we're heading into our third year of this thing.
Yeah.
And we really haven't asked that many people. We haven't really cold asked that many people to be podcast guests.
Right.
I'm thinking about just going down the list, just finding, just I don't,
That's a
Sting.
Yeah.
Let's call up Sting.
Oh yeah. We want to talk to you about tantric sex.
He would come on, and I wouldn't know what to ask him.
Right.
Like, so were you in the police?
Was that
Cops?
hard?
Yeah. Was that hard? Did you guys like the Police Academy movies? Yeah.
It just.
Do you like cops?
Yeah.
You
know what? This week, let's you and I both reach out to like 20 people apiece.
I'm thinking, look at all those albums over there. I'm thinking about like picking a person associated with each group. I mean, I reached out to Pussifer.
Yeah.
And I actually got an email response, I think from somebody like not in the band.
Yeah.
But in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm friends with the guitarist. I think he friends everybody that sends him a request, but still.
Yeah.
Friends with it.
I did reach out to David Letterman because Barbara Gaines, his buddy from The Late Show, she follows me on Twitter.
Okay.
And I reached out to her and no response.
Okay.
And I've reached out to Haywood Banks, comedian, and no response.
Yeah.
Michael Flannery, no response. Yeah.